If someone makes you feel guilty for having boundaries, they are not loving you. They are controlling you. If every time you say no, guilt follows, if every time you choose yourself, you feel selfish, if your peace only exists when they are satisfied, that is not love. That is emotional manipulation. And the most dangerous part is this: it feels exactly like love. That is why so many intelligent, kind, self-aware people remain trapped inside it for years without realizing what is happening to them. Emotional manipulation does not arrive shouting. It does not need threats. It does not need visible cruelty. It arrives quietly, soft-spoken, moral. It disguises itself as concern. I'm only doing this because I care about you. If you really loved me, you wouldn't do that. You don't understand how much this hurts me. They do not order you. They do not command you. They make you punish yourself. Slowly, you begin to notice changes in your inner world. You apologize even when you did nothing wrong. You rehearse conversations before speaking. You over-explain decisions that require no permission. You feel tense before expressing simple preferences. You fear disappointing them more than betraying yourself. From a Stoic perspective, this means only one thing. You have handed over control of your inner world, and Stoicism exists precisely to prevent this. To understand why emotional manipulation is so effective, you must understand the human nervous system. Humans evolved to survive in groups. For most of history, rejection did not mean heartbreak. It meant death. So when someone withdraws affection, approval, or warmth, the nervous system does not analyze morality. It sounds the alarm. Danger, isolation, threat. Manipulators, often unconsciously, exploit this ancient fear. They do not say, "Obey me." They imply, "If you don't, I will pull away." Your body reacts before your reason does. This is why emotional manipulation bypasses logic. This is why it feels urgent. This is why you comply before you think. Your nervous system confuses emotional distance with existential danger. There is another layer. The brain does not only seek safety, it seeks stimulation. Healthy love is stable, predictable, calm, but unstable relationships create emotional spikes, highs, lows, relief, anxiety, reassurance, withdrawal. These cycles release dopamine and adrenaline. The brain becomes addicted to intensity and mistakes anxiety for passion. Chaos begins to feel like intimacy. You tell yourself, "It's just intense because we care so much. It hurts because it's deep. This wouldn't affect me if it didn't matter." Stoicism sees through this illusion. Pain is not proof of meaning. Intensity is not evidence of love. And here is the most uncomfortable truth. The people most likely to be manipulated are not weak. They are kind. Empathetic people, responsible people, people who avoid conflict, people who take emotional ownership easily. They absorb pain to protect others. They bend so others don't break. This is why manipulators attach to them, not because they are evil, but because kindness without boundaries is easy to exploit. Marcus Aurelius wrote words that sound simple, but change everything if truly understood. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your judgment about it. You are not suffering because they are upset. You are suffering because you believe their emotions are your responsibility. That belief is the real chain. Epictetus sharpened this idea even further. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Manipulators do not force entry. They knock. They present guilt. They present disappointment. They present emotional discomfort. And then they wait. You decide whether to open the door. This does not mean manipulation is your fault. It means your freedom still exists. Seneca warned about the imagination. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. You are not terrified of losing them. You are terrified of the future your mind has constructed if you do. Loneliness, regret, failure, starting over, being misunderstood. The imagination becomes the prison. Stoicism teaches that the mind must be ruled, or it will rule against you. Here is where the false beliefs must be confronted. If they're hurt, it must be my fault. Love requires sacrifice. I'm stronger. I should endure it. If I leave, I'm abandoning them. Stoicism calls this betrayal of reason, not compassion. Betrayal. Because compassion without wisdom becomes self-destruction. The Stoic correction is cold but liberating. Their emotions are their responsibility. Your boundaries are self-respect, not selfishness. Love does not require the destruction of your identity. Stoics do not ask, what do they feel? They ask, is this aligned with my character? Is this consistent with virtue? Does this preserve my inner stability? Inner stability is sacred in Stoicism, not because emotions are bad, but because a disturbed mind cannot live well. Here is the hardest realization. If someone needs you to suffer so they can feel secure, they do not love you. They need you. And need is not love. Need consumes. Love respects. Control does not protect love. It replaces it. The Stoic refuses this exchange. He would rather be misunderstood than internally enslaved. He would rather stand alone than kneel in emotional compliance. Because Stoicism is not about being needed, it is about being right. Right in action, right in judgment, right in character. So remember this principle carved like stone. Never trade your inner peace for someone else's emotional comfort. Do not sacrifice your clarity so someone else avoids discomfort. Do not abandon your dignity to maintain attachment. Do not shrink so someone else feels secure. Love that requires you to disappear is not love. A Stoic does not live to be needed. He lives to be free. And freedom of mind, once claimed, is never surrendered again.